Is it recording? Hello.
Hey,
okay.
from the back row.
All right, there we are. All right. Hey, it's NixMyth Podcast, and what's up, Inner Circle? How y'all doing?
Hey.
We wanted to hush, Spot.
He's saying hi too.
Kind of. He was kind of bar anyway. We wanted to touch base with you guys about frustration tolerance because we said we were going to talk about it like a month ago, and y'all.
Did it frustrate you that we didn't talk about it right away?
It was on purpose.
Maybe we were doing a little psychology on you.
Ooh, baby.
Psychology is witchcraft. I didn't mean to use it like that. I apologize.
It happens sometimes. No, but before we get into that, y'all, we've been working at ways we can give you more content and give you more just inside stuff here on the Inner Circle. And so if there's something that you're like, I really want to know more about the process, or I really want to know how you guys parent, or I want to know what you guys eat for dinner.
And when we figure it out, we'll let you know.
We'll shoot you an email. Share that with us so that we know that we're providing what it is that our Inner Circle is seeking. So
yeah.
All right, frustration tolerance.
So we talked about it in that episode where, we just don't really have that in the church.
Yeah.
And then it rolls over into other areas of life. Like, what about parenting? What about marriage? What about job? All that stuff.
Yeah.
And so how do you be frustrated?
How do you?
How you be frustrated?
I know how to be frustrated. I am the king of being frustrated.
That's true.
Let me fix my glasses here. But the problem is not the being frustrated; it's how you manage your frustration and how you deal with that. And so, somebody had asked us on Instagram, how do you teach that to your children? And so here's just a few things that we have, but it works for adults as well. So a few ideas for teaching specifically to your kids or to yourself how to grow frustration tolerance. And the first is accept being frustrated.
It's like the first step in everything is
gotta accept the problem.
Accept reality. Like accept what's happening to you or around you or within your sphere. And honestly, with our kids, that's one of the things that I've always naturally felt like, yeah, you don't like that thing. Yeah, you're mad about it.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, no joke. We just changed our eating again. We change our eating often because we're always learning more things. But
we're trying.
We've done the GAPS protocol a couple of times, just us. Well, one time we did it with Isaiah.
Yeah, but we normally just throw them into full GAPS.
Yeah.
And
if you know what the GAPS is, you know all the weirdness we're saying. If you don't, it's basically a very, very strict elimination diet. It's for people with allergies or people on the autism spectrum, which Isaiah is. And so this time we said, no, we're jumping into it like the full elimination portion.
With the whole
kids,
family.
With everybody.
Yeah.
Rebecca responded pretty okay. I mean, she pretty much eats what we eat.
Yeah.
Isaiah, I mean, it's just been a nonstop battle. And the biggest battle comes when he sees our students, they receive food from the school. A lot of times they deliver meals. He'll see that. And last night it was mac and cheese, which Isaiah is like Mr. Mac and Cheese.
Yeah.
And he was like, why can't I have what the students have? You can't, buddy. We've been coaching him through this. We're like, we're set apart. It's one of the things we've been trying to pour into him. And he was just so mad. He was just like, he let me have it. And I looked at him at one point and said, hey, I understand you're angry. And I would be too. And I'm going to let you have that. Go take some time and space. Please don't damage anything. Please don't hurt yourself. Please don't disrespect anybody. Be frustrated. Be angry about it. It's okay. We want to let our kids know that your feelings are safe. Yes. And then it's not too much for us to handle. That we can handle you being mad at us. We can handle you being frustrated at the situation. But we also want you to maintain that respect and that dignity towards your parents, towards other people. So that's how we try. We really try to pour that into our kids.
And we try to give them the wording. I like what you had just said about telling them, like, hey, I know you're frustrated. A lot of times as kids, well, even as adults, we don't even know what we're feeling sometimes. And if you haven't been raised in a household or a culture where expressing your emotions is taught, you're coached in that.
Or you're suppressed in your emotions.
Then it's so hard to express your emotions. And so we got to give those words to our children, and we have to give those words to ourselves. Like, I'm frustrated. That's what's going on right now. I'm not mad that the vacuum cord got tangled. I'm frustrated. This is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But now I'm breaking the vacuum because the cord got tangled. It's like, no, that's not my issue. I need to put words around frustration. I'm frustrated in this moment about this thing. Yeah. So that's the first step is Acknowledging
acknowledge
being
it,
frustrated.
be frustrated, and be okay with it, and know that like our emotions in and of themselves are not the truth, but they do tell us the truth about what we value.
Yeah.
And so when I feel frustrated, it's because I value the thing that maybe I'm frustrated because like the broth I made some chicken broth. I was so excited because I got this Instant Pot, and I was like, yes, I made Instant Pot broth. Put it on the stovetop to continue warming.
Not the Instant Pot. Took it out of the pot.
Took it out of the pot. I put it in a different pot. But I put it on the stovetop, and the burner didn't work. The burner stopped working for some reason. It shorted out. And so I go to we're going to use this broth, and it was ice cold, sitting out all night. Can't use it. Nick called it botulism broth.
Straight up.
So I'm frustrated. Well, why am I frustrated? Because I had plans for that broth. I valued what I could do with it. I was excited to eat it, drink it, use it. And now I can't. And so I valued what I was able to do with it. And because I can't do those things now, I'm frustrated. So the breakdown of those emotions is really helpful. And if I had to learn that as an adult, I didn't get to learn that as a kid.
Same.
So we're trying so hard to teach our kids okay, you're frustrated. Well, why are you frustrated? Because, and Isaiah's thing right now is, and he's very honest about it, which I appreciate, I just want things to go the way I want them to go.
Same.
Hey, I can relate.
Welcome to the club.
But even being able to articulate that for our kids is so freeing for them, because they need to know that okay, yeah, everybody feels that way. We all want things to happen the way we want them to, but it can't. It can't always happen that way.
Well, and that goes into the second thing, which is ride out the frustration.
Whew.
So once you have put words to it, once you've identified it, and you're able to be frustrated, once you can put your words around it, then understand anything you want to do in that moment, anything you want to react to, is coming from that frustration. It's not coming from truth. It's not coming from wisdom. And so you want to ride out the frustration and not react in the moment, but take the time to consider your actions and your reactions, and understand that you're only saying certain things, you're only doing certain things, or you only want to do certain things because you're frustrated. And know that before you respond to anyone, or even I've done it with Kylie Joe. I've said something, I'm sorry, I'm just frustrated. I don't mean what I'm saying, and I apologize. That's coming from frustration. That's not coming from my heart. And once you're able to put your words around that, you can actually ride out the frustration, because in every moment, if you're a prisoner of the moment, every moment feels like eternity. And so you have to allow yourself to understand the truth that this moment will pass, your frustration will go, and then once your frustration is gone, you'll be able to deal with the situation.
And one of the things we tend to think in that moment of like being a prisoner of the moment is, this will last forever, or this never happens. We tend to exaggerate things. Isaiah says sometimes, well, you never let me have this. Last night, I never get to have mac and cheese. And I was like, okay, hold on.
Chill out.
I'm pretty sure we had it just a few days ago, just last week. And it's easy to think that. And as parents, we can think that. I'll be like, oh my gosh, if I don't help Isaiah through this, or I don't help Rebecca process, for the rest of their life, they're always going to think back to this moment when their mom failed them. Well, that's not true. I hope that's not true. Not. But in those moments, as parents, we have the ability and the power to give them that freedom. Okay, look, I know it seems like this is the way it's going to be forever, or I know it seems like you always get blamed for this, or you always have to be the one to do this, especially for oldest children. It always feels that way. But I want to tell you the truth. And riding out that frustration. I remember I had a therapist once who, she was a psychologist, and she explained to me about the waves, understanding riding a wave of something, or riding on a sea, and being able to see waves coming and going. And a lot of times we might think oh my gosh, that wave out there, it's huge, it's gonna capsize me. But then as we get closer to it, we realize oh, that really wasn't that big, and we just kind of let it keep going. And with our frustration, I think riding it out like a wave, or riding on a boat in the middle of an ocean.
I'm on a boat.
Full of emotions. It's oh, I'm feeling this thing, and I'm being tossed about. Oh my goodness. But then keeping our eye on what is true and what is sure. And recognizing that every wave that comes at us, it's not the one that's going to capsize us. This always happens to me. This never happens to me. It's not always true. And so riding out that frustration is a way to help us.
Our child's trying to get our attention.
Yeah. What's up, baby?
We're not done yet, baby. Okay, we'll let you know when we're done. All right. I wasn't sure if you heard her. You
I did
just
hear
like
her.
kept talking.
I was
like,
gonna wait,
I
then I
thought-
lost my train of thought because
It's
you
okay.
distracted me. Yeah?
I distracted you. It wasn't the child coming down. It was me.
Okay, well, do you want to read a book? Do you want to come sit with me?
Speaking of frustration tolerance.
Well, you can watch when we're done. Do you want to come sit with me?
Can I brush Daddy's hair first?
No,
Daddy's hair.
Daddy's not getting his hair brushed right now. Hey, Rebecca Joanne. We're trying to finish our video, baby, so I need you to be quiet, okay? If you're going to stay down here, you need to be silent. That means no talking. Okay.
So sit down if you're playing with the dog.
Rebecca, have a seat,
Have a
please.
seat.
Thank you. All right, last thing, because our children need our attention. Be mindful. And this is, it plays a part in everything we've already told you. But practicing mindfulness is something, it doesn't have to be a new age thing. God gave you emotions. He gave you feelings.
He gave you a mind.
He gave you a mind.
it.
So take the time to analyze and to truly evaluate what it is you're feeling, what got you to that place, make the proper adjustments. If you need space, if you need time, if you need music, you need to take deep breaths, whatever you need to do to separate yourself from that stimulus that's giving you the frustration. And sometimes you can't separate yourself. You just have to do it mentally and just be like, all right, I need a second just to breathe. And so, yeah, the practice mindfulness is kind of throughout what we've already said, but it needs to be highlighted kind of as something.
And I think part of that is, and not to use the Jesus juke, but truly keeping Christ at the center of it. Like, when did Jesus get frustrated? Now, it wasn't frustrated like as God. Like, God doesn't get frustrated because he knows what's going to happen, and he is already, like, he has the sovereignty and the grace and the oversight. So frustration for him, it's like, well, things didn't go your way. No, that's not how it goes with him. But when Jesus encountered human beings in the flesh, and he saw the ways that they would behave, and he encountered all those things, he got frustrated. When he walked into his father's house and saw the money changers and these people treating it like it was a den of thieves, he got frustrated. He acted out of the zeal he had for his father. So looking to those examples of Christ and looking to what he did in those situations can help us. It can help our kids to say, like, you know what? Jesus knows what this feels like. Your Father in heaven knows exactly what you're going through. And he has felt that in his own human nature on earth, and so a human existence on earth. And so that helps me sometimes, like, man, Jesus, you know what? You did this too. And he did it without sin. That's the crazy part. And giving our kids those tools to know that that God sees them in their frustration and that God is with them in it. He's with them to help them for their good.
There we go. And you've got the little ninjas popping up as you speak. Guys, say hi to the inner circle.
Hi.
Rebecca, do you want to say hi? Okay.
No.
All right. Okay, well, we're going to end the video. If you're going to say hi, you say hi now. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for listening. If you watched this far, say, don't touch that, buddy. Don't touch. No, buddy, don't touch that. Thank you. If you watched this far, awesome. You won't be able to share this because it's just for Instagram. But please share one of our episodes. Let people know. And if there's anything that you guys want us to go into, please let us know so we can do that. All right, y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Love you. Bye.